these pages don't suck. Yeah. There's about 6 or 7 other things to cover in this lesson. Last week was conjugation. So I told you guys about how the conjugation in Genki 1, the lesson is just, it's awful. It was so bad. And I hope that my explanation of it last week made it a little clearer for some of you. For some of you that watched after, I know streams aren't that much fun to watch when they're not live, so no harm, no foul. If nobody watched it after, that's fine. But I know some people said it helped them out to understand it. So if you don't understand the beginning of Genki lesson 3 yet, go ahead and check that video out later. Today we're covering 6 things from the remainder of the lesson, mainly some new particles, time and the particle ni. We're covering how to invite people to do things in Japanese, polite Japanese. We're talking about word order, frequency adverbs, and a little bit more about the particle wa. So there's a lot of particle stuff, everyone's favorite subject in Japanese, and the one thing that even Japanese people don't really understand. All right. So let's just jump into it unless anyone has any questions. Yuki Chick says, here's a face, and she's giving me a spider. And she says, sorry. Awesome. Anyone? Everyone loves particles. This is not true. One of the first things that is mentioned in the Genki book, which I'm happy that they mention this, most textbooks don't, is that in conversation, most particles are dropped. Like when I'm speaking, I don't use particles too often. I mean, we use them sometimes, but a lot of them can just be dropped. So, what? She's dropping particles, I guess. I don't know if it was English or Japanese. Anyway, the first one we're covering today is o. So this is the character for o. Now let's get out our pen. The character is written like this. 1, 2, 3. And that's pronounced as o. So this particle confuses some people, but it's not too bad. It basically just marks the direct object of a sentence. So in this example, I say kohi wo nomimasu, which is I drink coffee or I will drink coffee. Now you see in parentheses in a lot of the sentences that are going to come out, I have boku wa, so that's me, or watashi wa. Those are completely optional. You can put them, but generally in conversation, you wouldn't. In the situation that you would say a sentence like kohi o nomimasu, you probably wouldn't say boku wa. Like you might be at a restaurant and someone's like, what are you going to drink? And you'll say, kohi. You might just say kohi, which is completely fine. But if you want to be completely, by the book and you're practicing, you would say kohi o nomimasu. Kohi o nomimasu. Right. Awesome. So the next sentence is rugby o mimasu. Rugby o mimasu. Now you see I have will in parentheses on both of these sentences because the present tense in Japanese is also the future tense. There's no actual future tense in Japanese. The present and the future are all just the same. And you can tell by context which one it is. Now, speaking of rugby, has anyone watched any of the rugby lately? I know England pulled a big upset of New Zealand the other day. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I haven't watched a single match. Well, that's not true. I watched about 10 or 15 minutes of a Japan-South Africa game, maybe? No, Japan-Russia. Has anyone watched any of them? Has anyone been to any of them? I know a couple of my friends. Dan says he's watched lots. Nice. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I don't know if any of you like rugby. I know some of you are from Australia. Is rugby big in Australia? I mean, it's huge in New Zealand, but is it big in Australia? I don't know. I wonder if they're talking about it in America much. I don't even know. South Africa beat Wales tonight. Oh, okay. South Africa's doing pretty good. I don't even know if they're strong. But anyway, it's a big topic here in Japan right now because Japan was doing so well. Kyushu Trail says, rugby o mimasen. He does not watch rugby. Good sentence. Sorry, my voice is extremely dry today for some reason. Anyway, rugby o mimasen. So there's the negative of mimas, which is to watch or to look. And he used o, which is perfect. Excellent. So it just marks direct objects. That's literally it. Nothing special. That's how you use it. It can get confusing with some other particles, but we're not going to learn them today, so don't worry about it. We'll take a look at them a little more later. One thing about this lesson that I don't love is that it covers too many particles. Like it's just lesson 3, and they've already covered the most difficult explanation I've ever heard for conjugation, and then they throw 4 new particles at you, which is too much for one lesson, but I'm going to try and keep it simple and make them as understandable as possible. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, please stop me at any time by throwing something up in the chat. So anyway, this is the de particle. De. I'll just go how you write that. You just go 1. It's just 1. And then the 2 things that make it a, I don't know, what's the name for the, makes it a d sound? This is actually te. And then you put these 2 little marks, which I can't remember what they're called, and that makes it de. Ten. Dakuten. I don't know what it is in English, though. Dakuten. Dan says, don't forget about the Discord where you can practice speaking Japanese live. Yes, you can practice anything you'd like live on stream if you join the Discord. And we also do some other things over there, which I'm going to show you later. There's some surprises that are happening over on the Discord. Yuki's been helping out with that a lot. Dakuten is a diacritic kana mark that turns unvoiced consonants into a voiced consonant. That's a great explanation. Anyway, yes. Vide says, hello everyone. Hello Vide. Thanks for joining the Discord recently. I've seen you in there. And thanks for joining us. Vide. Which one is it? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But anyway, please let me know in the chat if I'm saying it right. So anyway, de marks where something happens in this case. So it marks like where I do something. So if I do something at home or if I do something at wherever. So here's the sentences I made for de. So it's the same as before, except we say ouchi, which is home, de, so at home, ouchi de kohi o nomimasu. So I drink coffee at home, or I will drink coffee at home. And once again, boku wa is optional. Completely optional. You pretty much never need to say I in Japanese. Very rarely do you need it, unless it's like not clear that you're talking about yourself. In any of these examples, it is, so I'm not going to say it. So one more time, ouchi de kohi o nomimasu. So we use both of those particles there. Just shows where something is happening. Jumping into the next example, it's just ba de rugby wo mimasu. So I watch rugby at a bar. So basically, de sort of translates out into at in most of these cases, right? It doesn't translate in any word. It's just marking your direct object, which is coffee and rugby in this case. Super exciting stuff, isn't it? Everyone got that so far? If not, once again, we'll take a look at it again a little bit later, and you can let me know, and I'm happy to answer any questions on the Discord or live on stream or on Twitter. Always happy to answer anything that you're confused about in these streams. So our next particle is ni. 1, 2, 3. If you know any hiragana, this actually right here, this part, if you just draw this alone, it's ko. And then there's a little line that turns it into ni. So ni, there's 2 different ways it's used that are covered in this lesson in Genki 3. And the first one that I'm going to go over is the time that something happens at. So this time something takes place. So we're going to use the same sentences before and just make them a little longer and say what time they happen using ni. So we'll use ni, de, and o all in the same sentence. So our first sentence is 7時にお家でコーヒーを飲みます. Now I didn't include the boku wa in parentheses here because it was just getting too long. But once again, you could add I. So boku wa or watashi wa or ore wa, whatever. Doesn't matter. So 7時にお家でコーヒーを飲みます. So I drink or I will drink coffee at home at 7. The next one is, so you use this for actual specific times. So like 10 o'clock or 7 o'clock, or right now it's 9:44. And for days of the week, and a few other things that are covered in the lesson in particular. So the next one is a day. 日曜日. So it's Sunday. 日曜日にバーでラグビーを見ます。日曜日にバーでラグビーを見ます。Right? So I will watch rugby at a bar on Sunday or at the bar on Sunday, depending on the context of, the situation, who you're talking to. You might be talking about a specific bar that you always go to with friends, or you might not be. The other ni that is covered in this lesson is this is something else, right? Is more of a movement particle. So it marks the thing that you move towards. So it comes after the thing that you're moving towards. So let me explain that with some examples. It'll be way more easy to understand. The first sentence is アメリカに帰ります. So I will go home, so 帰ります, to America. So ni in this situation generally translates to if you were to put it into English. But it's really just marking whatever your verb, the movement direction of the verb. So the next one is ba ni ikimasu. So I will go to a bar. It's pretty simple. Just marks the direction you're going in. Everyone following me. Type boom or boom life in chat if you're following so far. If not, I will be so sad. Yuki's crying. Yuki, give some people some bananas if you don't mind. Vide says boom. He's on here. Sweet. Dan is saying boom. Hello, friend is boom. Everyone's following. Sweet. I always forget there's a little bit of a delay. Sorry for the silence. Boom nanas. Boom life. All right. An actual bomb from Come to Japan. Thank you. Everyone's with me. Excellent. So, the next particle in the saving grace of, they cover too many particles in this lesson, but the nice thing is that the next particle, so really in any other word, this would be read as he, like an H-E. But the particle is read as boom nanas. That's a new one. Yuki's throwing the bananas out there. Do it. Anyway, the particle is pronounced and it is exactly the same as the last ni we cover. Like exactly the same. So it's completely 100% your preference whether you use or ni. 100% preference. It just comes down to how you feel at the time. I use them both, but it just depends on my mood. I don't know which mood I use ni and which mood I use in, but completely up to you. So exactly the same sentences as before. America ni kairimasu becomes America e kairimasu. Literally the same. Ba e ikimasu. There's no secrets. There's no exceptions. It's all just same as ni. Marks the direction, basically translates as to. And that's it. So the particles were not too confusing in here, I don't think, right? Oh, time reference. This says reading time because I was reading through the lesson here, and this is going to be super exciting. I hope you're really excited. I was reading through the lesson, and it turned out that I could not simplify what they wrote here any better than they did. So I'm just going to read it really, really fast. And anyone, if you have any questions, just let me know. So, time reference. You need the ni particle with 1, the days of the week, like on Sunday, which I covered before, and numerical time expressions, like at 10:45 and in September. So the examples were 日曜日に行きます. So I go on Sunday. 10時45分に起きます. I get up at 10:45. And 9月, which is September, に帰ります. So I will go home in September, or I will go back in September, is what they have written. So you use it like before, after months, and after specific times and specific days, right? That's when you use the time reference ni. You do not use, and this one, I never really thought about it, or at least not since I was studying, but this one, like, I had to actually think about it when I read it. It says you do not use the particle ni with time expressions defined relative to the present moment, such as today and tomorrow. So you don't say ashita ni ikimasu. You say ashita ikimasu. So you don't use ni with things like today and tomorrow. And I don't think I do, but I didn't actually like think about it. Did anyone else know that? Anyway, you also don't use it with things like every day or every night. So the other example in here is 毎晩テレビを見ます. So every night I watch TV. You normally don't use ni with parts of the day, like in the morning or in the afternoon or at night, but you can. So there's no rule against it. So you could say 朝に仕事へ行きます. Like you could say that, but you don't need it. You could say 朝仕事に行きます or 朝仕事へ行きます. Yeah. So you don't need it. I did not know that, but I knew that. Wow, exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I didn't know it, but I knew it. Like when I say I'm going to do something tomorrow, I say 明日行く or 明日来るよ. Like I'm coming tomorrow. So I don't use ni, but I didn't realize that you couldn't use it. Like it was grammatically incorrect. So that's a thing. Yeah. Moving on. That was just a simple tidbit. Not too important. And it's perfect in the book. If you have this book, you're good. I don't actually have a link for the book in the description. If you guys don't have it, maybe I'll add that later so you can follow that later. But it's not important. Anyway, the next thing is a lot more fun and probably a lot more useful. And that is... one thing before I go into this, let me remind you guys that all these particles in conversation, a lot of times you don't use them. Like... a perfect sentence would be Kyoto ni ikimasu, which is I go to Kyoto or I will go to Kyoto. But in conversation, I might just say Kyoto iku, right? I have no particles. I didn't conjugate the verb. It's just super informal, cut everything, and that's completely fine. So you're going to find when you're talking to people at first, they're not using particles, and you're going to be a little bit lost if you're expecting them. But also, if you know this, you don't have to like stress about them when you're trying to talk to someone. It's really important when you're learning to talk, like when you're speaking at first, sort of relax and realize that not only do your particles not need to be perfect, you don't even need to use them necessarily. And you can experiment with whether or not to drop them on your own. And if people look at you funny and they don't understand, then you can add it back in. So I highly recommend just not even bothering with them at first if you find them confusing and not worrying about it too much. Because there's way more important things to practice than whether or not it's ni or or this other thing, right? Anyway, moving on. The next thing is more fun. It's how to invite people politely to do things with you. Such as, we go back to our same sentences as before. Ouchi de, this sentence is a little bit dangerous maybe. Ouchi de kohi o nomimasen ka? So it's how about a coffee at my place or how about a coffee at home? So if you're saying this to your wife, it's completely normal, right? Although you wouldn't use such polite Japanese, I don't think. But ouchi de kohi o nomimasen ka? So if you guys remember from the last lesson, masen is the negative conjugation of the polite negative. And ka is the question marker. So the literal translation of this is like, won't you? So there's that negative, but it's a very polite invitation. So won't you have coffee at my place would probably be a better translation. But I just thought it sounded a little bit, I don't know, ayashi, a little bit dangerous. But I wanted to use the same sentence just to keep it straight. Kyushu Trail says, Ouchi de strong zero o nomimasen ka? That's just straight up, yeah. That's an invite right there. That's a different type of dangerous, Yuki said. In all kinds of ways. Strong zeros are... Whew. The next one is a little bit more light. It's ba de rugby o mimasen ka? So remember, if you're not sure how to conjugate things into the negative, you can let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this later. Or you could watch the video from last week where I covered how to do positive and negative conjugations way better than what Genki does in the beginning of chapter 3. And it's really very simple. So, yeah, you just add the negative and ka, and that becomes a polite invitation. Right. So, Andy no YouTube にチャンネル登録をしませんか? So that was a long sentence, but it says, won't you subscribe to my YouTube channel? Yeah, Please do if you haven't. Anyway, moving along. Has everyone got the polite invitation down? Everyone feeling okay with that? I loved your last video. It was very helpful. Thank you, Vide. Is it Vide or Vide? I'm not really sure. Regardless, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm really glad it was helpful. It was one of the ones that I thought might be helpful because it was such a confusing chapter, and I'm really happy that some people are finding it helpful. So anyway, if everyone's following me on Masenka, ask for a banana in chat, and you may get one. Second one. Vide. It's Vide. Okay, sweet. All right. The next is kind of just like what I was talking about with how you don't need to use particles, and that is the fact that word order in Japanese, I'm not seeing any bananas in chat, so I'm not sure if Masenka was confusing, but I know some of you already speak really good Japanese, so maybe that's why. Anyway, word order in Japanese is extremely flexible, like more flexible than in any language that I've ever studied. So for example, English, you've got subject, verb, object, right? SVO. You've got the subject, so I, the verb, eat, the object, bananas. I eat bananas. Yuki says, banana o tabemasen ka? Aha, won't you guys eat a banana? Boom nanami. Hello, friend. Says boom nanami. Send him the bananas. Right? So I eat bananas. In English, you can't say I bananas eat. I mean, you certainly could, but you'd sound bananas. Oh, God. Did I just say that? I'm so sorry. Anyway, in Japanese, right, you always hear when you're first learning it that Japanese is SOV, subject, object, verb, right? So that would be I, watashi wa, object, banana, and then verb, taberu. So, watashi wa banana o taberu. Right? So subject, object, verb. But the fact is that, well, it's only kind of true. Like the perfect grammatical sentence, banana cho. Awesome. It's only sort of true, right? Like, officially, the grammar is subject, object, verb. But in reality, these are some things you could do. You could have the original subject, object, verb. I don't have banana here, but I have watashi wa biru o nomimasu, so I drink a beer. Or watashi wa banana o tabemasu, so I eat a banana. Well, you could just have object verb, biru o nomimasu, or banana o tabemasu. That's perfectly fine, grammatically correct. Or you could just have the verb. This is where Japanese gets so much easier than English. Like, you can't just say verb in English. So in this case, if someone's like, hey, do you want this to drink? You could just say nomimasu. It's just the verb. Or someone shows you a banana and you're like, I want to eat that. You could just say tabemasu. It's just the verb, right? But if Yuki showed you a banana and you just said eat, how would you guys feel if someone said that to you? If you were just offering them food and they said eat, or you show them a beer and they're like drink. That one might work, actually, but you'd probably think they were already drunk, right? And maybe you wouldn't give them to them. Kaboom nana tabetai Mary Mary. Hi, Mary Mary, welcome. And yeah, hit her with a kaboom nana. She wants to eat that. And also, you could just totally flip it on its head and have verb object, just like in English. It would be nomimasu biru o, right? So, like, you can literally just throw all the words around. And that's partially because particles help with that, right? But also just, yeah, it's very, very flexible, Japanese, which is nice. So another thing, you don't have to worry about that whole order. It's pretty flexible, so don't worry about it too much. All right. Frequency adverbs. She's throwing bananas like crazy over there. Awesome. So, anyway, everyone following me here with word order. Word order. Super flexible. So, some frequency adverbs. Whoa! Boom, banana. Frequency adverbs are pretty fun. Use them all the time. I don't necessarily use some of these all the time, but you could. Some of the main ones that this lesson covers are Mainichi, which is every day, or yoku. Let's just underline these for fun. We've got Mainichi, which is every day, We've got yoku, which is often. Sorry. For example, banana o yoku tabemasu means I often eat bananas. Banana o yoku tabemasu. Or I eat bananas every day. Mainichi banana o tabemasu. Sometimes you eat bananas. Tokidoki banana o tabemasu. And this is another part about word order. So you could say tokidoki banana o tabemasu. Or you could say banana o tokidoki tabemasu. Doesn't really matter where you put it. It works just fine. Now, zenzen and ammari. Ammari is a little bit different, but zenzen and ammari are negative adverbs, sort of. They're used with negative verbs. So they're negative adverbs, and you need to have a negative negatively conjugated verb attached to them, basically. So if you never eat bananas, you wouldn't say zenzen tabemasu. You wouldn't say I eat. You would add the negative and say zenzen tabemasen. So I never eat. The negative of eat, right? And ammari, not often. Ammari tabemasen. So you would say I don't sort of not eat, right? It's a little bit hard to translate them perfectly, but just know that if you use these two adverbs, you add the negative. So if someone says, do you drink alcohol? You could say never, or let's say not often. You would say ammari nomimasen. So you'd use the negative with them. So that can be a little bit confusing. But it's just with these negative adverbs, and they're usually marked in your dictionary or in the Genki textbook. So definitely pay attention to that. Now, one thing to mention, itsumo might be good to add to this list. Yes, itsumo. I almost always, always, itsumo. I always eat bananas. So itsumo banana o tabemasu. All the time. Yeah, itsumo's a good one. There's a couple other ones. I really often use tamani. Tamani is just like sometimes. It's very similar to tokidoki. I don't really personally like the sound of tokidoki. And it's a little bit difficult for me to say. So instead of tokidoki, I personally like to use tamani. Maybe someone can write tamani in chat, or I'll just put it right here. Ta-ma-ni. Right there. So I prefer tamani to tokidoki, but so there's lots of these adverbs, and they're fun to learn. So there's more in the textbook that you can check out, and look as many as you can up in your dictionary. One of my favorite dictionary. I'd love to hear what your guys' favorite dictionaries are, like on mobile and whatnot, or even on the web. My favorite is an app called, it's just called, I don't know if you can see this, but it's called Nihongo, or Japanese. It's just called Japanese, and it's this red and white. And I found that it's better for searching backwards. Tokidoki handy. Yeah. Tamani, or tokidoki handy. That's what it means in local sort of. It sort of actually means that. Tokidoki handy. Anyway, this dictionary is actually better for searching backwards. So typing in the Japanese and then seeing what the English is, it's really, really good at that. So this is good even if you're learning English and you're a Japanese speaker. Searching in English is a little bit more finicky, but I found it to be really useful. It's called Japanese. What kind of dictionaries do you guys use? I know some of you definitely must be using them. But anyway, you can look up these adverbs in there. So yeah, please tell us in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching this later what dictionaries you like to use with Japanese. So I have some example sentences here that I completely forgot about. So, Mainichi kohi wo nomimasu ka? So, do you drink coffee every day? That's a good question for you guys. Mainichi kohi wo nomimasu ka? You guys all drink coffee every day? I'll tell you that I would not exist if coffee was not in my life every day. I tried to quit coffee once, and before that, I had quit smoking. I'd quit drinking alcohol at the time, and I decided to try quitting coffee as well. And I use the same dictionary as you, but I wonder if there's something better. I don't know. On mobile, an English to Japanese dictionary, that's the best one I've found in 7 years. I've been using it for 5 or 6 or 7 years, and it's the best one I've tried a bunch of them, and it seems to be the easiest to use. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Dan drinks coffee every day. Yeah, so my story. So I'd quit smoking, I'd quit drinking, and I decided it was going so well that I was going to quit drinking coffee too, because I was so dependent on it. So this went splendidly. I quit drinking coffee, and it was the worst week of my life. Within 4 days, I bought a pack of cigarettes and smoked the whole thing, and I had a couple drinks on the weekend, and I realized that I need coffee. Coffee is like a necessary evil for me. So I quit everything else again, and I started drinking coffee again, and life has been much better ever since then. So anyway, Mainichi kohi o nomimasu ka? Yuki has something to say. What's up? No? Never mind, she doesn't. Bananas for everyone. Anyway, here are some possible... How many cups a day do you drink? Probably, I drink 2 in the morning. Sometimes 3 if there's some left over and Yuki doesn't drink much. But usually 2. That's usually enough. I used to drink like 4 a day or 5. But if I drink coffee after around noon, I don't sleep that night. It's impossible. I'm very sensitive to coffee. So anyway, here are some possible... I just lost my train of thought. These are some kotai. These are some responses to the question, Mainichi kohi o nomimasu ka? Zenzen nomimasen. So I never drink it. Or tokidoki nomimasu. In my case, I would probably say tamani nomimasu. I drink it sometimes. And yoku nomimasu. I drink it often. In my case, mainichi kanarazu nomimasu. Kanarazu means without fail. So yeah. Bananas are flying all over the place in the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying that. All right, this part, I debated on even going over this part. I think the book covers it fine, but this is the last part of the lesson. How exciting is that? This one went really fast. It was pretty straightforward. If anyone is confused, let me know in the chat. If you're not, boom, boom, bananas. You know how it goes. All right, so anyway, this part is more about wa. More about wa. As if we need more. Yuki Geichik. Itadakimasu. Nice. Good stuff. So, the wa particle in all of the previous lessons generally marked the subject of the sentence, but it doesn't actually need to mark the subject. So, some people often get confused at the beginning and think it's the subject marker, but that's not the case. It's just marking the main thing that you want to talk about, and like new subjects. So, here's an example. What will you do today? In this case, today is not the subject. You would be the subject, but you use the wa in front of today. So, 今日は何をしますか? That was a hard one to get used to for me in the beginning, because I was so used to saying watashi wa, and I'm like, 今日は. It took me like months for that to feel okay. But you're talking about today, like what the person is doing today, not about them. So the main thing you want to talk about is marked by wa. And in this sentence, the main thing I want to talk about is today. So, 今日は何をしますか? Right? The next one is ご飯はどう? You want to grab dinner? So that's a nice sentence right there. You guys should definitely learn that one if you're trying to get a date or something. ご飯はどう? It's very informal. Do is just how or how about, right? Gohan is, of course, food or rice or, in this case, dinner, depending on the time of day, obviously. If it's like 11 and you want to go get lunch, gohan wa do? Totally perfect. So what you're talking about, the main thing you want to talk about is the meal. So you mark it with wa. Everyone got that? I hope you do. If you don't, ask a question in the comments or down below. Oh, a bunch flying around here. Banana wa do? Banana, you both said that at the same time. Wow, that's a jinx. I think someone owes someone a Coke. Only Americans will get that, I feel like. Oh, bananas are flying. So anyway, we are moving on to the practice examples. So if anyone wants to practice live on the Discord, you are welcome to jump in there and let me know in chat whether you're in there. Actually, I'll just jump into the chat so I know if anyone joins. The link is down in the description if you do not have a link to the Discord. Otherwise, feel free to just practice by typing in chat. You can use Romaji, you can use hiragana, you can use kanji, you can use whatever you want, but let's go ahead and just practice. So, here is an example. So the question is from before. Kohi wo nomimasu ka? So do you drink coffee? Kohi wo nomimasu ka? Or will you drink coffee? So probably in this case we would say, will you drink coffee? So maybe we're at a cafe and I say, Kohi wo nomimasu ka? And oh no, I have sometimes in there, so it must be do you drink coffee? So no would be nomimasen. So that's obviously the negative conjugation of the verb nomimasu. And sometimes would be tokidoki nomimasu. So basically what you'd be practicing here is based on your answer, but we've got the negative conjugation, which is from last week, or we've got frequency adverbs from this week. And we have some particles thrown in there. So that's what the practice is going to look like this week. So the first real question is, biru wo nomimasu ka? Biru wo nomimasu ka? So, do you drink beer? So the answer I'm looking for is in Japanese. So it can be anything you want, but please answer in the chat or live in the Discord where we'll definitely show up here. Actually, I don't have my volume up. Yes, I do. So just shoot that out in chat and I'll read them out for us. So, biru wo nomimasu ka? For me, it would be tamani nomimasu. Sometimes. Yuki, how about you? Why don't you type in an answer? Be the first.
Oh.
Kyushu Trail says, ammari nomimasen. Perfect. So he says he doesn't drink very often or very much. Ammari nomimasen could almost be not at all. Like it's very close to that, I feel like. But anyway, yeah, it's a perfectly good answer. Anyone else? Tokidoki nomimasu. So that's the kanji for tokidoki. There's a weird little thing. It looks like I don't know, there's a weird character, right? After the first kanji, which the first kanji is the one for time, toki. And that is, it indicates that you have that kanji repeated. It means a repeated kanji. So if you wrote it out completely, you'd have the same kanji twice. But instead of doing that, we've got that little mark that shows up after her kanji for time. And that is for tokidoki. Dan says, Mainichi nomimasu. He drinks beer every day. And Yuki threw a banana. Sweet. Mary says, zenzen nomimasen. She does not drink beer at all. All right. Got some good answers there. You're all doing awesome. Dan is the official beer drinker of the channel. Awesome. He says he drinks every day. I think I drink tamani nomimasu. I might have one on the weekends, and sometimes if I go out, I'll have a few more. All right, next one. This one could have a variety of answers, I feel like. Sushi wo tabemasu ka? So, do you drink sushi? I hope not. Do you eat sushi? Sushi wo tabemasu ka? I love sushi. But I only go like once or twice a month to hamazushi. Hamazushi is my favorite kaiten sushi. Dan's answer to do you eat sushi is a beer. I'll take that as a yes, right? You definitely eat sushi. So, sushi wo tabemasu ka? Anyone? I forget there's a delay on here everywhere, so I'm talking at myself before anyone. Oh, Dan says yoku tabemasu, so he eats quite often. Nice. I think Yuki's about to answer. She says, well, obviously she eats about the same amount as I do, right? There's an answer by her in the Discord. I believe she says that her favorite sushi is buri. Buri ga suki desu. What's your favorite sushi, Dan? Kyushu's Trail says tokidoki tabemasu, so he eats sushi sometimes. Hello Friend says sushi wo yoku tabemasu. Hello Friend often eats sushi. And Yuki gives you guys a banana for awesome answers. Sweet. All right. This is a good one. I think a lot of people don't. They don't would be the answer to this one. It's terebi wo mimasu ka? Do you watch TV? Terebi o mimasu ka? Oh, Dan's favorite is salmon. Sushi yori banana. Kyushu Trail. He eats bananas more than he eats sushi. To be fair, I probably do too. I don't know which I like more, but yeah. That's a good grammar point that we will go over eventually. Yori, it's more than. So, sushi yori, less than. Sushi yori banana wo tabemasu. Perfect. So, terebi wo mimasu ka? Do you guys watch TV? You can include like Netflix or whatever in that. We have a TV like right there, but 全然見ません. Never watch actual television. Once in a while I watch Netflix. Most of the time I'm editing videos or playing a game or two. So, テレビを見ますか? Yuki says, sushi nigirimashita. She made some sushi. Dan says, テレビはあんまり見ません. He doesn't watch television often. Yeah. Japanese television is, it's definitely an acquired taste. Hello Friend says, 毎日見ます. Watches TV every day. Yuki says, テレビがありません. She does not have a television. That's only half true. We have a TV, but it's not actually connected to real television, live television. But we do have one. YouTube は毎日見ます. Dan watches YouTube every day. Nice. Me too. テレビをあんまり見ません. 時にアンディを見ます. Oh, you just won the day. Give that guy a banana. Gave you a kiss instead. Perfect. All right. That is the correct answer. I didn't tell you guys there's a correct answer, but Kyushu Trail got it. All right. This one's fun. ゲームをやりますか? Now I'm thinking video game. So ビデオゲームをやりますか? But if you play other types of games, that's awesome. So everyone, ゲームをやりますか? In the past, I would have said 毎日やります. But right now, it's 時々やります. Only sometimes. Line of Judah says, yet another super cool video. Tokini and you are honestly one of my favorite YouTubers. Aw, you're so nice. I'm trying. But thank you. I think I'm probably blushing. So yeah. So do you guys play games? Game wo yarimasu ka? And if you do, what game? So I used to play Elder Scrolls Online a lot. And nowadays I've been playing World of Warcraft Classic. Basically crack on a computer. Surprisingly, I've only put 4 days played time into it since it came out, instead of most people who have done 15 to 20. But it is a little too much. I probably should have some more videos out, and I would if I wasn't doing that. Go ahead. Iyo. Yuki's phone is about to die. She just asked if she could get a charger. Anyway, do you guys play games? Oh, it's behind me? Yuki's gonna walk in behind. Hello Friend says, PvP was so fun in ESO. Yes. PvP was awesome. When I first did into the 4 versus 4 versus 4 arenas, I had such a blast. I actually used to stream that when I lived in New Zealand for a few months at least. I used to have a Twitch. That was fun. Dan says, Tokidoki yarimasu. Kyushu Trail says, あんまりやりません. He doesn't do it much. Yuki's throwing kisses and bananas all over the place. Nice. Yes. Next. Now, if you live in Japan, I'm betting you don't go often. I know I don't because it's really expensive in Japan. But, 映画館によく行きますか? Do you often go to the movie theater? アンディはあんまり行きません. I don't go very often because it's about, in Nagano, it's almost 2,000 yen to go see a movie, which is like $20 for one movie per person, by the way. So, fun thing about movie theaters in Japan, if you're American, this would probably be really strange for you, is they sell beer at the movie theater here, and you have people drinking in the movie theater. It's very, very unusual, I feel like, for Americans. But yes, very rarely do I go. I do want to go see The Joker. I don't know why. It just seems like it's interesting, so I want to check it out. あんまり行きません, says Dan. Yeah. Not too often. Yep. So, just going to skip right through to the next one because we're already almost an hour in. And this is supposed to be an easy one. Oh, Mary says, yoku ikimasu. She goes often. Nice. I wish I could go more. It's a lot cheaper. I was talking to my friend who's visiting, and she said she goes almost very often. It's only like $5 in Malaysia. Tammy Dennis. My mom is here. Hey, Ange. It's Mom. I'm at work, but listening in when I can. Great to see you. Great to see you, too. Thanks for stopping by. That's cool. My grandmother's here. My mom's here. Everyone's watching. It's like a family reunion. Hello. Kyushu Trail says, あんまり行きません. Takasugi. Yes, way too expensive. I agree. Next question. Last question, I think. Vide says, Hi, Mom. Our last question for the night is, 何をよく食べますか? What do you often eat? What do you often eat? Everyone says, Hi, Mom.
Tokidoki.
Montana Margot says, Tokidoki. She goes to the movie theater. Good job. Using some Japanese over here. Nice. Everyone says, Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. From everyone.
Not their mom.
No, I'm talking to my mom. I know.
Yeah.
I know. So what do you guys often eat? 何をよく食べますか? Andy は納豆をよく食べます. I often eat 納豆. Lion of Judah, one more question, please. How popular is Tekken in Japan? Like, do a lot of people know it? Tekken, eh? It's a video game. It's a fighting game, actually, I think. I haven't really seen it much here. I also don't know many Japanese gamers, to be honest. I mean, I work at a kindergarten, so 98% of my coworkers are lower 20 women, and they're kindergarten teachers, which means they work stupidly long hours, which means they don't really play many video games. So I don't actually have an answer for you, but maybe someone in chat does. So anyone, Lion of Judah wants to know, is Tekken popular in Japan? Dan says, banana o yoku tabemasu. That was the right answer. Kyushu Trail says, natto wo yoku tabemasu. Just like me. I was eating it almost every day. You know, I was telling people, when I came back to Japan, I had gained a ridiculous amount of weight. And the only thing I changed about my diet was I started eating natto every morning because I finally had it. I was back in Japan. And I immediately lost, 9 kilograms in like a month and a half, 2 months. It was ridiculous. Just from eating natto. It's amazing. Kyushu Trail says, Anpan mo yoku tabemasu. Dan says, Lion of Judah, they have it in many game centers. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't go to game centers too often, but they do have Tekken in probably all of the ones I've gone to. So I imagine it's pretty popular. But probably the most popular games in game centers at any given time are rhythm games. Rhythm games are extremely popular. Whether it's like dueling in rhythm games, like Dance Dance Revolution type games, or like, ones that you touch the screen on, they're extremely popular here. More so than any fighting games. And there's like some Gundam games that are really popular. But I imagine a lot of people still play Tekken. Anyway, so that is the last question. So thank you guys for watching. Mite kurete arigato. Thank you as always. I had 1 or 2 little announcements. I'm going to jump over to the display. Right here, you've got the Discord. You should see the Discord on screen. There is a new section on the Discord called Japanese with Yuki. And this all started when someone asked a question. I believe it was Jay Scott. He asked a question in the Japanese questions channel about the difference between josei, shoujo, onnanoko, and what was this? Joshi. And Yuki drew this really great picture that just explained it perfectly. So that just sort of started this little fun project that Yuki's been doing of drawing pictures to... Oh, you are famous. I didn't realize that was you. All right, great. So she started this new series called Japanese with Yuki, where she's going to go over all the hiragana using various Japanese foods. So the very first picture is up, and it's a for anman. So that's basically it's like a dumpling, a hot dumpling with red bean paste inside, and that's the character a. Then we've got I for inari sushi. It's like it's a type of sushi that it's just sushi rice but wrapped in this fried tofu. So I for inari sushi. And u for udon, which is really thick noodles. And then e for edamame, which is like an American. The first time I ever saw edamame, I thought it was green bean. So I just put the whole thing in my mouth and started chewing. That is not what you're supposed to do. That was terrible. You're supposed to pop out the beans in the middle. And we've got o for omurice. So she's already got like 5 pages, and she's going to be putting one out every day or two, maybe. Just going over hiragana and all of them. Oh, ESR says, oishiso. That looks delicious. Yes. So if you don't know hiragana yet, you should jump in the Discord because you can learn using Japanese food and in Japanese with Yuki. There's also lots of different Japanese sentence practice, which is pretty poppin'. Lots of practice. You can just try any of the sentences you're doing in Genki, or if you're way ahead of Genki, that's fine too. Just anything you want. We've got Japanese only channels, announcements of new videos. Oh, check this out. This is me and Come to Japan Dan's collaboration, the vending machine race remaster. There were some changes. And pictures of Japan and stuff like that. So please check the link in the description if you have a chance and join in as hello friend. Okay, that was you. I didn't know that. Thanks, Jay Scott, for always participating in the Discord. It's great to have you here. I hope your kids are sound asleep and we haven't woken them up by being too noisy. But anyway, that was the lesson for today. Next week, we will be covering at least part of lesson 4, which is titled The First Date. It covers some pretty simple grammar. It's not too difficult. Describing where things are, the past tense of des, which is janai. Yeah, that's an important one. Past tense of verbs. I haven't read over this one yet, so I don't know if it's as confusing as their other conjugation section, but I imagine it probably is. So I will try to clarify that next week. So yeah. Thank you, guys. I hope you have a great day wherever you are in the world. If you're in Japan, I hope you have a great night. Check your screen, Andy. Am I like... Yep. Good call, man. Thank you for that. I did it again. I was just showing my stream setup. Anyway, yeah. So thank you for joining us. And I'll be covering lesson 4 next week. And there's a lot of fun grammar in there. So... if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them in chat. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. And thanks for the stream, Andy and Yuki. You're welcome, of course. I mentioned last week that I might start doing like a stream where I go over some NHK NewsWeb Easy articles. I found it really useful when I was learning Japanese, even though I wasn't really that interested in reading. But it uses a lot of spoken Japanese for news, which was interesting. And maybe giving some viewpoints of a person living in Japan on those stories. So I might be doing a stream like that coming up in the next week or two. And also, I have this idea for a stream where people can throw practice sentences at myself and Yuki. So Yuki would show up on stream and we could answer them together. She's giving me a face like I never told her about this, but I'm pretty sure that I did. So yeah, Yuki could actually show up on stream very soon. So please look forward to that. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this or learned anything to help get this out there. So, Kyushu Trail says, I just downloaded Discord. How do I join your chats? There is a link right in the description of this stream. Let's see if I can copy it over. If you just click on it, I think it will take you right into our channel. Let's copy. Paste. So click on that, and that should take you right into our channel, and you'll be a member. Montana Margo says, my new favorite word is tokidoki. Au revoir, toki ni Andy. Yeah, tokidoki. Tokidoki is a pretty cool sounding word. It's a little difficult to say when you're speaking fast, but it does sound really neat. Thank you for watching, Grammy. Thanks for watching, Mom. I don't know if you're watching or listening, but either way, thanks for being here, Kyushu Trail, Jay Scott, Yuki, and Vide. I keep messing up your name. Vide. Lion of Judah. I think Chelsea was here earlier. Mary. Thank you all for being here. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. But I'll see you next time. And I hope you have a great day and a great night. And if no one has any questions, we're good to go. And if you do have any questions, drop them in the comments below or on Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter because I'm on there way too often. Way too often. It's probably not healthy. And join the Discord so you can chat with us all day, every day. Yuki's always looking for some more stuff to talk about on there. She's really enjoying it. It's her first time on there ever. So yeah, bananas for everyone. And yeah, we'll see you next time. So thank you very much. Don't forget, if you want to speak Japanese, speak it. All right. Have a good night. Have a good day. Bye-bye.